So I guess we all saw the same thing all in one. DJI released a teaser the other day, and of course that teaser is about the DJI Osmo 360. And now we have much more information about that camera. There's been a bunch of leaks the last couple of months, and some of them are true and some of them are not. Now we know much more about the DJI Osmo 360 because one big channel accidentally released the video before it was launched. It's supposed to be launched on July 31st. Of course he took it down, but the leak are out there and some people have that video. I did actually see the video before it was unlisted, and we know much more about the spec now, and I do think it's super cool and super fun to see that DJI is releasing a 360 camera, and it seems to be pretty good. So what do we know about this camera? Well, we know the sensor size, we know of course how it looks, and we know much more about the hardware, the app, and also the software for editing footage on the desktop. So let's talk a little bit about the camera overall. The DJI Osmo 360 has a sensor, a CMOS sensor 1/1.1. If you compare that to the Insta360 X5, the X5 has a sensor size 1/1.28. So this DJI Osmo 360 sensor is 35% larger than the Insta360 X5. Does that mean that the image quality is better? No, not necessarily at all. It all depends on how the sensor is used and how they tweaked the software in many ways. But it should be better image quality. We know that the DJI Osmo 360 has D-Log, and that's fantastic, 10-bit D-Log in single lens mode and also in 360 mode. In single lens mode you can record all the way up to 5K in single lens mode, and we also have a selfie mode of course, like Instaframe and Me mode on the X5. There's going to be internal storage on this camera, and that's super cool, up to 105 gigabytes. So if you forget your SD card, you can still record. We know that the camera is going to be waterproof down to 10 meters. There's an OLED touchscreen on it, and of course the interface on DJI camera is always super good. The sensor is a square sensor, and that means actually something. That means that they use the sensor full out, if you know what I mean. So they will probably capture overall better image quality if the hardware is tweaked the right way. But again, it doesn't mean that the image quality is better, because the leaked video online we saw a comparison between the X5 compared to the DJI Osmo 360, and I was a little bit surprised. But one thing to notice, he did record in 8K, and he also did record in D-Log in the flat color profile on the DJI Osmo 360. So he probably didn't tweak the image as good as he could, so it seems to be much less details in the DJI Osmo 360 footage compared to the X5. One thing that is a little bit disappointing about the DJI Osmo 360 is that we don't have replaceable lens, and that's something I think it's super cool on the Insta360 X5. The weight is around 184 grams, and if you compare that to the X5, it's around 20 grams heavier, the X5, so it's nothing. When it comes to accessories for the camera, Insta360 is of course taking the lead there. They have been doing 360 camera for years, but you can of course use the selfie stick between the cameras. That's no issue at all. It's a coated lens on the DJI Osmo 360. Of course, that means that it's protected against some damages, but still, if you scratch the lens, you need to replace it. You can't replace it yourself. It's going to be a quick release mount on the Osmo 360. And of course we have D-Log, like I said, in 10-bit, in normal color, and also in 360. And 10-bit is actually quite important. I'm recording with the Action 5 Pro now in D-Log M 10-bit, and that means that I have more flexibility to color grade the footage, and it actually does mean something. If you record with multiple cameras, you want to have the footage as equal as possible so it match, and that's a big advantage with 10-bit color, in my opinion. Some people don't care, but I do care. yeah, OLED touchscreen, solid build quality, of course, have really good internal mic. We all know that. The Action 5 Pro has fantastic internal mic if you don't use a wireless mic. Yeah, so high thermal, of course, so it can withstand long return recording without overheating. Yeah, so the specs are, it's pretty equal if you ask me between the X5 and the DJI Osmo 360. But for me personally, I think it's super cool that DJI is releasing a 360 camera, and I really hope that one day I can test that camera. I have a long collaboration and work together with Insta360 now for almost a year, and that collaboration has been fantastic, and hopefully we can do more in the future. That's my goal, but of course I want to work with different companies. That's my main goal, so I can compare cameras between each other without using too much money to buy new cameras. So I really hope to see that possibility for me to work together with DJI. I've been reaching out to them and try to get a response, but I haven't heard anything back. So that's just the way it is. All I can do is just keep making videos, so hopefully they will notice my channel one day. But so long, for now, I'm working together with Insta360, and that's been just fantastic. And it's so funny to see now DJI is releasing a 360 camera, and we know that Insta360 is releasing a drone, probably two different drones. So that's just super cool to see these two companies battling against each other and to get that #1 spot. And for us, that's super cool, of course. That means that we only will get better and better cameras and drones as long as these two companies battles. So I really want to see DJI succeed. So in a couple of days we know much more. But of course, a 360 camera is a 360 camera. It all depends on how the hardware is tweaked, how the sensor how the sensor is utilized on the camera, and how good the software is. We all know that Insta360 has probably the best software in the business when it comes to 360 footage. The app is fantastic, the studio app is fantastic, and now we have intelligent tracking. You also have that on DJI's studio app, and also of course on the phone app. So it's just fun to see these two companies battle against each other. But we all know the specs. This is nothing new for you, but I just want to talk a little bit about my opinion on the DJI Osmo 360. I think it's super cool, and I can't wait to see the videos being dropped in just a couple of days. And hopefully I can see videos from a little bit smaller content creator, so we get that real footage from the camera and not over polished, overhyped footage. I want to see real footage and real use with these cameras. So I can't wait. It's going to be super cool. So what do you think about the DJI Osmo 360? Do you think it's better than the Insta360 X5? Like I said, I saw a comparison between the X5 and the Osmo 360, but it seems to me that that guy hadn't tweaked the image as good as he could, because you saw much more details on the X5 compared to the Osmo 360, and he was recording in D-Log 10-bit on the Osmo 360, and he probably didn't tweak the image enough. You lose a lot of details in the contrast. It was a little bit crushed, but it also tested the low light mode. I do think that Insta360 has fantastic pure video mode, but the low light mode on the Action 5 Pro is pretty good. It all depends on how they tweak the hardware, and of course they're gonna update the firmware on the cameras and just make it better and better. Insta360 is doing that, and DJI is doing that all the time. So it's just gonna be super fun to see which of them comes up on top, and I do think they are quite similar. So it's going to be fun to see. So leave a comment down below what you think about DJI Osmo 360. Of course, give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any information that I don't mention today, please let me know. It's going to be super cool. Are you going to buy the DJI Osmo 360? That's going to be fun to see. I can't wait to see. So as always, I'll see you next one.